Hi, I'm Coach Landry, and the topic is how to control anger with a few tips. Now, knowing how to handle anger can help you and just make a healthier choices in your life, period. And there's a lot of people out there that I think everybody in some capacity probably has a little bit of anger issues or anger styles and whatnot, but some people are much better at subduing them than others. I think everybody at one time has probably thrown a fit. At one time, everybody's probably gotten loud. Everybody's maybe thrown something. But the point is that as you age, these things should simmer down, and you should be better at controlling your emotions than you were years back. And that's a learning curve. But some people don't ever hit that learning curve, so they need tips to help kind of get there, right? So I'm going to try to give you, 7 things that I think will help turn that around for you. Okay, number 1 is I want you to own it. Pretending you're not angry, especially when you're exhibiting nearly cartoonish physical signs of anger, doesn't do any good. It doesn't fool anybody, and it really just makes you look like a fool. So the target of your anger or your blood pressure going up and whatnot should be something of concern to you if you find you're in that situation a lot. So many people think that to acknowledge anger is the same thing as acting inappropriately on it. That's simply not true. The difference is there's 2 concepts are huge, right? Admitting that you're upset, whether you yourself or as commonly as possible to the person you're in conflict with. I admit I seem like I'm getting upset here and I want to resolve it. This isn't something I want to keep doing. I regret my behavior. I'd like to solve this with you. Can validate your feelings. This in turn can kind of help you feel a little empowered on working towards a solution, and it will diminish conflict within yourself. Okay. Number 2, I want you to break it down. So if you're still simmering after your yearly review at work, if you jot down some of your thoughts, whether they're prehistoric pen on a paper or you're going to sit there and you're going to get in your tablet and start putting notes about how you feel right now after you walked out of it, you'll gain some clarity as to how they're serving you these anecdotal feelings that you're getting. And in the process, you'll be able to sort through why you were upset in the first place and take some steps to go through it. It's always a good thing to write down what you're feeling at certain times, because if you can reflect on it, you'll start to see there's a difference between when you're in it and when you're out of it and you're past it and what's kind of coming to mind. Number 3, I want you to move it out. Physical signs go, anger can look similar to other forms of arousal like anxiety or excitement. So, calming those physical impulses or giving them, someplace useful to go can get a lot of anger under control. I want you to slow down your breathing through several long, deep breaths. Everybody says take a deep breath when you're upset, but I actually want you to practice it. I want you to do it. Science proves that deep breaths bring the body flow down. It brings the mentality down. Okay? So then I want you to loosen your muscles through clenching and unclenching your fist. And then I want you to slowly do some neck rolls and things like that. And if you can use that arousal for good rather than, clocking someone in the face or getting your voice up and becoming angry, it's a way to channel that rage into kind of an activity thing. So again, roll your neck a little bit, clench your fist back and forth a little bit. You'll notice that your body will actually start to come down because you're letting those impulses go somewhere rather than just sitting inside of you. Okay, so, and if you're one of those people that constantly has tension, then do kickboxing, dancing, jump rope, find things to do. If you're one of those people that you find yourself upset a lot, put a weight by your bed. And whenever you get upset, just start lifting that weight as many times until you burn yourself out. Number 4, I want you to find the big picture. So if you're still feeling, steam from that interaction with your colleague or a snarky tone you got from your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're just straight up pissed off, it might be time to make a list of things that you're grateful for. Gratitude, meditations, sitting, focusing on your life and things like that are only going to help you move in a direction that's comfortable for you, okay? Number 5, I want you to share and share carefully. And what I mean by that is there a friend or a loved one or even an ex that knows you better than anybody, and you can confide in them and get good feedback back? When they talk, you're a great listener because you have a lot of faith in what they have to say. You feel like they know you well enough to where when they give you feedback, it's relevant to who you are and in conjunction with where you want to be. So be aware that not everyone is equipped to hear difficult feelings. But some just might not be good listeners. So take these things into account. Don't just approach any friend you have. Think about the people who are important for you to bounce information off and get feedback. Number 6, I want you to act. Okay, if someone drove poorly on the freeway, you simply move on eventually. But if you're part of a toxic relationship, which I talk about a lot in my segments, go back and look at successful relationships, signs of an unhealthy relationship, things like that. You'll need to do what you can to chart out steps to improve the situation. That might include you leaving the situation. Number 7, and the final one, is I want you to be watchful. I want you through life to start building your filter to become better and more sharpened so you can define clarity to your situation. Sometimes things may seem to be resolved, but rage still lingers, like residue in a form of irritability, insomnia, and depression are where these things go to. Remember, depression in a lot of ways is rage turned inwards. Okay, so increasing your mindfulness in awareness in the moment, your thoughts and feelings, and the triggers that you have going on can serve early warning signs and build you a system that you can get a grip on these things well before they come about, okay, for the future. It can also help you determine whether your anger is due to something deeper that you could benefit both in personal and professional life. Now, these are things that anybody can use, anybody can do. Anger is a part of all of our lives, but some people have naturally figured it out. Some people require a lot more attention. But with these 7 steps, you can really get this under control. There's nothing, if you're watching this video, you're already making step number 1, step number 3, whatever you want this to be, getting outside information. And if you don't have a best friend to turn to, if you don't have someone that can help you with things like that, watch my channel, get a life coach. They can supplement for those kind of things. In fact, they're better than those kind of things, but they can be a temporary supplement in when you're actually inside of an issue currently right now. So if you're going through something right now where you need advice and you need help now, you can contact me via the email link below in the information section. And if you just found this of value to yourself, you can show your appreciation by clicking on the donation link below, and I will talk to you soon.